Good, good, good. Yeah, pick her up. Stay with her. Sometimes set her back on her haunch without curling her under. Yeah, so you're driving really hard with your lower leg. You can either squeeze like a tube of toothpaste. You can alternate your calves. I mean, it depends on the horse what they like to do to be able to bring that inside hind or whichever hind they're, you're alternating under. The whole idea is get them to track up behind.
I'm curious about the alternating calves thing.
Oh, that's what they do a lot of times when they're doing Piaffe and Passage.
Yeah.
Now, back in the day when I did Piaffe, I was more together. But it's not necessarily a big squeeze. It's kind of like off and on and off and on and off and on. You know, kind of with the rhythm of the Piaffe.
Yeah.
For Passage, I used to alternate because the horses, they always say only 1 in 10,000 horses makes it to Grand Prix. And the reason is usually Piaffe, Passage, or once. One of the three they don't get. That's what it usually is.
Yeah.
They're all talented, they're wonderful, but it just doesn't register.
Come together,
Yeah, so like Casanova did a great Piaffe. He didn't have a Passage and he didn't have ones. He was really broad in the chest and his ones would not come through. So if they're too wide, you can't get that whole body to do it. Especially if they're too wide in the chest.
So if you were to post in Passage.
Yes. Posting in Passage is a harder thing to do.
Yeah, but so I'm just trying to think, like right now, if I want a little more forward, I squeeze on the sit when I'm posting.
Yes.
So would you alternate calves on the sit? Is that?
You could possibly do that, and then there's a resisting hand, but they have to take hold for that to work.
Yeah. And I'm just thinking about, you were saying alternate calves in trot, and I was trying to think, now when would I do that?
Yeah, in rising it would be very hard because you really do need your seat for both Piaffe. Piaffe, you just drape yourself way down into your heels, and you hardly have to do anything. And once they know what you're doing, they just start. They just start doing it. And you can sit there looking lovely and and then what you do is you brace your back and set them forward, and then you half halt rhythmically to get the Passage. Yeah, it's really a great feeling. Passage is wonderful.
Yeah,
That's my favorite thing of everything is Passage. Yeah. Both hands to the outside. Don't forget to keep contact on the right one as well. So that, you don't just take one across the neck. You must keep contact on the other one.
Okay.
You don't want to be dictating anything with one rein. I mean, there's always exceptions to the rule. But yeah, bring her up, fluff those reins up. It's like you almost go up the neck. Remember Wolfgang? Up there, and you'd even get a loop in the rein. That's fine. As long as your legs are on and she's like reacting to you. Boy, she looks really nice today.
She's a lot more up in front.
A lot more up in front. Good. Nice. Because you sit her trot all the time, right?
Yeah, I'm starting to.
Yeah, but I mean you have to for second level.
Right, yeah.
And anything higher, so. Good.
Yeah, you're not the way you get good at it. So I just do it.
Right. Don't let the motion go out your stomach. Make sure you're tucking your butt under when it hits the saddle. It's not that you let your, spine collapse forward. You tuck it under so that it stays, so it stays straight. For one thing, it takes that look of a lot of movement in the body out of it. We don't want a lot of movement in the body. We want just to tuck your butt under every time the seat bones come down. I can remember thinking it was awfully quick. That the actual doing it was very quick. Like, I don't think I can do it this quickly. But I don't think I could do it as quickly after I broke my back that time.
Yeah.
It just wasn't as flexible. And the nerves didn't make things work fast enough.
Yeah.
That was a bad thing. I always think nothing has happened to me in my life, but a lot has.
A lot has.
Yeah. I certainly don't think of anything bad. It's weird. I think of everything good.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Okay, so upper and side leg. Don't wipe the saddle with your butt. Make sure you're just sitting there and following. So you don't go back to go forward. You just stay forward, especially with that inside seat bone. That a girl, inside seat bone, upper inside leg, weighting it, outside rein. Once in a while, get her off the inside rein if that's her stiff one. Keep her up there, keep her up there, keep her up there. So when you want to bring her up, remember the half halt comes through, but the legs stay on, both of them. Outside leg back, inside leg forward. You push towards it. Good. Boy, she looks awesome. And she's getting some, nice. And you got the downward to the walk like.
That felt good. She did
like,
not.
She did not. She was so balanced.
Yeah.
So balanced that she just went, yes, fine.
Yeah.
I know what you want.
My trouble is still this thing I do, which is between clinics, I let her get lower.
Yes, you
So
let
when
her
I
get
her
low.
up, it's easy.
That's right. That's right. So you have to keep her up there, like she is now. And you start from the get-go. Don't say, oh, well, we'll let her walk out this way. Make sure she's out there and forward and gets this new paradigm, basically, for herself. Curling is no longer the way to go. And I'm not even comfortable there. Because it gives that knick in the third vertebrae, which means that you're not stretching through the spine up to the ears and bringing her back up.
Right.
And when you don't have their back, it's really hard to get anything else.
Asphalt probably shoots out that vertebrae.
Totally. Exactly. You know, I always say this way with the neck, they're shooting out. Well, if it's this way too, they're shooting out off the top. It's a wonder you don't get hit in the head.
All that energy. Okay, well that was, of course, right is a better way, so.
Yeah.
And that thing about knee in.
Yeah. Okay, good. Because I always say upper inside leg in. I remember this from that, I told her about that Kevin Oshima, who had that really nice horse he bought, that Pre-St. George horse from Chicago. From one of the Temple Riders he bought it. And I used to love to ride that horse. Oh, his name was Fargo. Back when that movie came out, that was the creepiest movie I've ever seen.
What?
Fargo.
Oh. It's funny.
Yeah, with the people in the shredder. Oh, the chipper. Oh, head first. Oh, my gosh.
I can recommend some creepier movies.
Yeah, you can ya? I don't want to know.
The Ring.
Remember when you pick her up, when you pick her up a little bit, remember, don't forget about it. Pick her up in front, your legs come on. You know, even before you pick her up, your legs come on. So that it aids, yes, there you go. And then you don't have to do as much with your hand. Yeah. Nice. Nice. I love the way I see her muscles. Do you watch her muscles on the side that's not main?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Or it's right in front of the withers. That's where you want that to work.
Okay.
That's where you want those muscles to develop. You want to stabilize the neck between the wither, between the shoulders, in front of the withers. And that's where you go. Very nice. Very nice. So now your right rein does the half halting and your upper inside leg. So you just have her wedged between those two aids, basically. Yes, you ride with your whole self and you ride with both reins. But basically, half halt so you set her back. Because this side, she wants to go on the forehand more. The other side, she was more uphill. So you pick her up and your legs come on when you pick her up and you say, get out of her way with your body. Say, I'm picking you up, so I've got to get my body out of the way for you to go uphill. Almost like you want like a little, I don't know, feeling of, I don't know. What am I trying to say? I am so tired. Right rein, right rein, right rein, right rein. Squeezes like a sponge if that's her stiff rein. You never want to get too strong for too long on the stiff rein because she can outdo you. That's better. That's better. Jump, jump. Push that inside hind through. That girl, that was good right there. Did you feel that? Because she came way under with the inside hind, which is what we talk about when they say jump in the canter. It's not just bringing the inside hind forward. It's kind of balancing and going uphill. So you have to be there with your hands to pick her up a little bit. In other words, you want her to stay when she goes up and down with her neck in the canter. And so when she gets to the up part, you want to assist her in staying up there a hair longer than she would normally stay there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and drive it to there you go, right there. That was it. That was it, right there. And they like it too. She'll develop a big butt and she'll get those bridges and all that good stuff that makes her carry herself on her hind legs. And the other thing that it helps, because when they're on the forehand, that's good. On the forehand sometimes, they start using their neck as a lever.
Yeah.
And so, you know, the canter is up and down in front anyway, but it's more looking like one piece.
Yeah.
But sometimes they use their neck
No, and
to
that
try to
never
help,
looks good.
yeah, to help pull them up, or you know, and then they go down, and then they use it to pull themselves up again. And
Melissa Lundy's horse, Gus.
that's yes, and it looks like they're pulling their front feet out of muck or something.
Yeah.
Sort of like those stuck canter pirouettes, you know, that you see sometimes.
I'm gonna go this way again because the right felt really good. This is the gear.
Do you remember Wolfgang's canter pirouettes?
Yes.
They were awesome.
Very rhythmic and
Very evenly, all those even pie little things. I mean, he did one, I remember, in Rapid City, South Dakota. It's indelibly imprinted on my brain. It was so beautiful. Everybody that was there was like, oh. It was like perfect wedges, all the same size. She didn't look like she was turning her hair.
Yeah.
Everything was lovely. He was good at those.
He did most things that way.
Yeah, I know. Although he used to put me on to do all the lateral work, he didn't like starting it.
Oh, yeah.
Like all the stuff on Chinook laterally when she was down at Virginia Celia's down in the valley. That was a nice place. It's too bad you didn't get there. Did you get down there for that?
No.
Did you ever come with Debbie?
With who?
With Debbie?
No.
Oh, okay. No, it was, who was it that came with Debbie? Oh, yeah.
Jenny.
Jenny came and somebody else.
Fred McKenzie.
She didn't come.
Melissa. I don't
Who
know.
had Gus?
Melissa. Would have been Melissa.
Okay.
Melissa Lundy.
Guard the haunch, don't let her drift to the outside. Make sure that everything feels bent around your inside leg and there's no drift to the outside. Because if she drifts to the outside, she avoids the bend. She just moves away from your inside leg. Yeah, that's okay, good. And if still when you do that, if you want to pick her up, you can spur her a hair or kick her or whatever you got there, and then hold them on a little bit. Yeah, so that, in other words, you don't just, I don't want to see kick, 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 kick.
Right.
You know, because she's like, gets dull to that. I want you to poke her and keep them on tight, and so she picks up, and then pick her up with your hands. Make sure you stay on the right, don't let her drift this way, don't let her drift this way. Always start thinking half past left. Think half past left, so that she wraps around, yeah. You can do hunches in, you can do any of those things. You know, my favorite thing is still shoulder in for everything, but you can do haunches in, you can do renvers, you can do all those things, and you should be.
Yeah.
So that you end up getting her totally wrapped around the inside leg. You know, for her leg yield and warm up maybe, but you know, you don't need baby aids for her
Right.
anymore. And since they're not collecting exercises, they're just suppling, you know, the thing that they would be good for her is because they're not collecting, you're not going to get her overbent too much. You're going to let her drift along,
Yeah.
nose out. Pick her up a little bit, make sure you get her up. The more tired she gets, and the more still you get, the less she wants to go out and look for your hand. She gets, oh, I'm in my comfort zone. Don't let her neck get short. So you can do all this with a longer frame, longer rein. Good. Yeah, let it get longer, let her look for your hand, and pick her up with a fluff, like Willie Schulteis called it, fluffing the reins. He would ride, boom, 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 like that. It was interesting. I remember when he first started coming to the United States for giving clinics. Because we had they had 7 riders or something, and McCullough, it was an invitation only, and McCullough had 3 of them. Came to Frankfort, Kentucky. Holyoke. Dieter Felgendrader's place. Well, actually Elizabeth's place, but he married into it, let's put it that way. Some of those trainers were not stupid. Good. Right rein always right there. Right rein squeezes, especially when she's coming up. That's when you hold it that second longer and get her balanced. And you still have to push that inside hand through, and don't let her flip her butt sideways one way and the other. You know, keep her kind of, she wants to avoid that bend, and she wants to either go too much to the inside or too much to the outside. So everything has to be on the rails. Keep the hind feet tracking into the footprint of the front feet. Good. Now push her out a little longer, yeah, if you want to, down the long side sometime. Or on the circle, doesn't matter. You should, yeah, that's good. That's good. And let her think about almost like you're doing stretchy circle at the canter. You know, to get the whole, because it's not, you don't want them faster, you want their whole frame longer. That girl, and you sit back, don't lean forward, go front, go straight to back. Because when you lean forward, there's this look, I don't know, it's not the right look. No, that's okay. And when you come to the end, you got to think ahead, prepare for a corner, do like a shoulder 4 at the canter, and then go through the corner. I am not going to last today in my voice if I'm not careful.
You need to use your insert thing.
Yeah. That was a good depart. Don't get on that inside rein too much. Just, you know, if you can, just get rid of that inside rein. It's like there for looks. And occasional conversations. The more you can ride inside leg to outside rein and have the other ones kind of there but not really active, the better off you are. Don't get twisting your inside shoulder forward. It comes back through the elbow. And I mean, the outside one comes back through the elbow and almost passes your shoulder that's going forward. You gotta think, it's really weird how the body has to, your right rein has to go back, but your right shoulder has to go forward. So it's always like you're, I don't know, you gotta take it further, the hand has to take it further back because the shoulder wants to be forward. Yeah, there you go. And then because your shoulders match her shoulders. Your hips match her hips. So you have that twist in the middle. I mean, granted, you're on a 20-meter circle. It's not like, wow, you're getting those, you're nailing those.
Easier today.
Yeah, they are. Way easier. They're doing really well. So it's on like...
Do I get on?
Sure.
All right, what were you going to say? Sorry.